Knowledge, art, life.
North Soth. I'm a writer-director. We're watching In-Art Media. Metamorphosis is a film I directed when I was 19. The DP was Ron Chapman, and I have no idea what he's doing today. Metamorphosis is based on Franz Kafka's The Metamorphosis, shot on black and white 16mm. When my dad, he got me Metamorphosis at a yard sale by Franz Kafka. It was a limited location. It was mostly in a room, in a house, and there was some interesting characters, and I liked the world of it. And at the time, like, black comedy was really like what was, I think, in the air. So I think everyone who was making a film thought, I gotta make a black comedy, because that's where you could use your skills to make people laugh and also maybe shock people at the same time. I was editing the film Metamorphosis. That's when the LA riots were happening. And I remember that's where my editor and we used to get on the rooftop of the editing building and just watch LA burn to the ground. It was really beautiful. Today I might have gone in the rooftop, or I might have gone in the middle of LA and shot stuff and like find a way to involve it in like an Ed Wood kind of way. But at the time we were just like, let's take a break and go outside and look at the fire, like LA burn to the ground and stuff. And it was terrible, it was beautiful at the same time, like anything, you know. I've resisted releasing this film for about 15 years now. I've been unhappy with it. You know, some of it I like, some of it I dislike. I didn't feel like it was finished until now, and that was a result of like, I should cut 10 minutes out of the movie. This film is me learning filmmaking. I did want to go to film school. You know, I thought that was the way because that was the age of like Spike Lee. But fortunately at the time, it was easy to borrow money from the government if you went to community college. I knew I could get like $7,000 if I went to City College. The film cost under $10,000, and that was, you know, the result of the donation, but mainly was that loan. Famous book called Feature Filmmaking at Used Car Prices. Having read that book, I knew that the film could be made for, you know, the film could be for under $10,000. My friend who helped me produce it, Ricardo, who's in the film, Ricardo Chacon. We would cast 2 actors from Dramalog. At the time, that's how you cast people. You would place them on Dramalog. That's why I shot it, was my parents' house, like my grandmother's house at the time. My grandmother, I only shot like 2 or 3 weekends, I think 2.5 weekends. And those weekends, my grandmother had to leave the house. I felt pretty bad about that. There was a lot of leftover craft service food she was happy about. The crew was very small. It was like 3 or 4 people in the cast. I don't know, 10 people. The DP was this guy who shot for Trauma, Toxic Avengers and stuff like that, class from Newcomb High. He was like the head cameraman. I remember the day he came, I thought he was gonna bring a camera and maybe bring a couple of boards, but he brought his whole studio with him. It was amazing. He charged me like a 1-day rate for like the entire weekend. I don't think I ever completely paid him for his efforts. The last weekend of the shoot, somebody from the cast or crew stole the money that was going to pay him. So it was shocking because, you know, there's a sense of community when you shoot films. I wrote a script about Freud that I actually sold, I actually made money on it, which could be interpreted as dark comedy. But the stuff I write now, or try to make his films now, is, I guess, could be. No, it's not in the air anymore. I didn't sell. It's not. I don't mind selling out. If somebody were to purchase me, I would. You know, right now with the economy and stuff like that, I think that people want to see comedies. When I started writing, I wrote a lot of action. Action was big in the '90s. I love action films. Oh, next one I want to make is I'm not going to disclose the plot or the story, but it's kind of like it is going to be a horror film. If you're a good horror or comedy filmmaker, then you're going to be successful. I didn't know how to direct actors at the time, and I'm not saying I know how to direct them now, but I really didn't know how to direct them at the time. Because once we cast 3 or 4 people, we would cast their friends through them. So like we cast like the lead actor, Jim Hendren, and then we cast the parents who were in this acting class. Something I would think about now is not necessarily for political correctness, but just to give it some diversity. So that's my excuse. Hopefully it's good in spite of that.
Knowledge, art, life.